There's this narrative in the online business space that people romanticize a lot, which is the idea of quitting your job, starting your own business, going all in, and then going on this heroic and dramatic adventure. But here's the thing, quitting your job is unnecessary and overrated. It is better to stay at your job and use your income to, first of all, finance your business, and second of all, to have emotional stability. Emotional stability is massively underrated. If you do not have emotional stability, you cannot make long-term decisions. And long-term decisions, for the most part, is what's required to create the good things in life, whether it's business, relationships, health, all of these things. When they're like at the highest levels, I'm not implying that you cannot get short-term results. Of course you can, but when you have something that's top tier, it usually comes from long-term thinking and long-term decisions. And then on the side of financing your business, when you're starting out, sometimes you have to do crazy experiments because you're figuring things out, you're still learning. Because if you quit your job and let's say that you only have like 10 or 20k saved up, you will be less likely of doing those crazy experiments. And if you don't have more money coming in, you might be worried about the limited resources that you have, and you will not take the necessary risks, because taking risk is necessary in business, to have the success breakthrough that's going to allow you to finally have really good results, and especially long-term lasting results. When I dropped out of university and I wanted to start my own online business, the first thing I did was to get a job. I got a job at a real estate company doing marketing, and then all the money that I got paid from my salary, I reinvested it back. I poured it all into the e-commerce business that I was building. And because I knew and I had the certainty that I always had a paycheck coming in, I was not scared of spending my money. I would try crazy things with Facebook ads. I would pay expensive calls with consultants so that they could analyze my store and give me feedback on what I was doing right, what was I doing wrong. I would reinvest all of my discretionary income into my business with no fear. And then after 8 months, I was earning way more than the paycheck that they were giving me at the real estate company. So it is then that I quit my job. And that's when I hit the $100,000 revenue in a single month. And the rest is history from there. And honestly, the job itself, it wasn't that bad. I had to be at work at 10 a.m. It was not the classic 9 to 5. I think it was like from 10 to 6 or maybe 7. So when I woke up in the morning, I think I woke up at around 6 a.m. I would go hit the gym for 1 hour, and then I would go back home, work on my e-commerce store for 2 or 3 hours, and then go to work at 10. And during my work time, if I had any breaks in between, I would use that time to work on my e-commerce. And then later, when I finished at 6 or 7, I don't remember, I would work a few more hours in my e-commerce. And I just did that every single day for 8 months straight until I hit this target right here. Now, was it a lot of work? Yes. Was it exhausting? Yes. But looking back on it now, I've thought about this a lot. It was alright. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was a comfy office job. I had an AC, a guaranteed salary, and I could go crazy with my experiments because I was learning how to run Facebook ads back then. So I would just be burning money on new campaigns, trying different things, different strategies, launching different stores. But I wouldn't have been comfortable doing that if all I had been relying on were savings. And look, here's another important point that I'm already alluding with this story that I'm explaining to you right now. I think jobs are demonized too much. When all of these entrepreneur online gurus talk about jobs, they assume they're bad jobs, that you're working for a boss that's mean or evil and you're doing something that you don't like. But look, in the same way that you can create a horrible business and you can create a good business, because that's the thing, like the fact that you're going to create your own business doesn't mean that it's going to be a lot of fun, right? Like you can create businesses that are really fun and you're really curious about and you have the time of your life creating them, but then you can create businesses that are absolutely horrible and they're an absolute nightmare. So it's the same thing with jobs. There's jobs out there that are actually really nice and you can work for a really nice boss, you can have really good co-workers and you enjoy doing your work. One of my cousins, for example, he's a video game developer. He's one of the guys behind the Warhammer games. His girlfriend is also a game developer. She works at Ubisoft and they love their jobs. They're having the time of their lives working there. That's literally their dream job. Another one of my cousins, he's a programmer. He has a really good work environment, friends with almost everybody at the office. Now with the extra income that he has, he's starting to invest in real estate, buying properties, and his girlfriend is a preschool teacher, which by the way she describes her job, it sounds really cool and really fulfilling. And she's working with little kids and it's very rewarding. Yes, of course, in all of these jobs, there are moments that are stressful and difficult and exhausting, but it's like in anything in life. The same thing happens with business. Honestly, like sometimes in the online business space, we have our own echo chambers and everyone is just repeating the same thing over and over and over again, the same views, and they don't even question the beliefs that they have. I find it very ironic that a lot of people in the online business space, they're always talking about how everyone is trapped in the matrix, but they don't realize that they're trapped themselves too. I remember when I was at Luke Belmar's villa in Bali, we were talking about the exact same thing with some people there, about how now they are like, oh, I don't want to be an NPC, I want to quit my job and be unique. But then the first thing they do is they quit their jobs, they start a super common business, okay? They either go into e-com like I did, they start an SMMA or an OF agency, then they hit 10K a month, they move to Dubai, they buy Rolex, and then they start uploading the classic photos that everyone has in Dubai. Like, how many of these photos do we have to see? They're always the same. And these are the exact same people that are calling everyone else an NPC because they're not thinking. But what is an NPC? An NPC is basically someone who follows scripts. That's not thinking. It's just doing what everyone else is doing. And there's so many people like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this is amazing. Like, if you can afford to do it, 100% go do it. Don't get confused, because when I say these things, I think a lot of people don't understand what I mean. All of this is freaking amazing. But all I'm saying is that we're casting a lot of judgment on this side of things, on the people who are taking this approach of having a job and financing yourself and also taking into account emotional stability and all of that. We're calling all of these people like NPCs and dummies and all of that, but it's what the song says, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I feel sometimes we're being a little bit hypocritical here. And what's funny is that these guys also believe they went from level 1 to level 100, when in reality you just went from level 1 to level 2. And actually in life there are infinite levels, okay? And also, like, a lot of people think this is the only vertical in life, wealth, but you also have relationships, health, and maybe even arguably the most important one, spirituality. And that's why you see so many influencers, I think nowadays even more than before, that they have this phase in which they do start making money, they do the classic Dubai thing, but then they go back and they retreat because they realize these things that I'm talking about, that there's more than just this. I don't know Hamza that well, but isn't that what happened with him, that he went to Dubai when he started to make a lot of money and then eventually he got sick of it and then he moved back to the UK with his parents, something like that, even though he was making a lot of money? Or even with Tai, a little bit with Tai Lopez, going from Beverly Hills with the Lambos and all of that lifestyle to now focusing more on the farm sort of lifestyle. Which, this whole thing that I'm saying about Dubai and the 10K thing opens up the question of when should you start upgrading your lifestyle as you go along the path of making more and more money. So subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna make a video on that in the future. But again, here's the thing, because it might sound like now I'm talking very positively about having a job and this normal lifestyle, but that's not the point of this video. In case you're confused, I'm not telling you to not start your business. Like, 100% go do it. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're interested in starting your own business or you already started. But what I am telling you is that if you have a job, I think it is a very smart idea for you to stay so that you can use all that money to finance your business and also to be emotionally stable. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, why would you take the hard option? Take the safe one and then use the extra money to go crazy in your business, right? But a lot of people say like, nah, I want to quit my business and go all crazy and take the risk, live the life. Well, but here's the thing, you can go crazy while having a job. You can pull 16-hour days, you can grab your entire week paycheck and blow it all on a crazy marketing idea that you have. You can be crazy in your business and take massive risk while at the same time being safe, okay? So that's all I'm saying, just be smart and think a little bit more about this whole thing. Because again, we have massive echo chambers in the online business world and people, it seems like they're not thinking anymore. So anyways, that's it. That's the point of this video, just to bring a breath of fresh air to balance out the ideas and opinions that we have on this topic. And that's actually the entire point of most of my videos, or actually the entire brand that I have. So I hope you like this one. If you want to go more in depth into all of these things that I'm talking about, check the link in the description. Also subscribe to the channel because I'll be releasing more videos like this very soon, like the one I mentioned before. And in the meantime, you can go watch some of my other videos. Okay, so that's it for now, and hopefully I will see you very soon. Take care. Peace.